right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is your man, Nzappa Zapp, aka Jason, on the last drink with the one and only Mr. Emmanuel, for a second part in this segment of series that will be going down memory lane of how Mr. Emmanuel arrived in his journey destination. So, Mr. Emmanuel, how are you doing? What's up, big man?
I'm doing well, Jason. How are you? Nice to see you again.
So, Emmanuel, when we last left off, I was going to jump into things right now. Your destination was in your location was in Europe. And
That's
can
right.
you tell us exactly where specifically were you? Were you in Poland? Were you in Ireland? Were you in Russia? Like, where were you?
Well, so I went to Europe. First, I went to Poland to study, do my further studies in microbiology. And then I went to Ireland, spent some time in Ireland. Yes. And then I went back to Poland. And then from there, I came to Canada.
Okay. All right. So the one thing we were touching upon was in our last episode is that when you're in Europe, as you put it yourself, you graduated from beer to hard alcohol. And you gave the reasons that they gave you was the fact that it's, colder there, colder climates, and that, people just drink hard alcohol like it's nothing, like vodka, and you gave that example. And from that, you also shared that you started to enjoy cigarettes. You started smoking cigarettes. Now, did you ever smoke cigarettes before in Africa, in Cameroon?
Absolutely, yeah. Before I moved to Europe, I was smoking cigarette in Cameroon.
Okay, okay. It was my. I thought you started smoking when you got to Europe. Okay, so you're already smoking cigarettes, drinking hard alcohol plus beer. Was there anything else that led up to from that environment and who you were socializing with at that time?
Exactly. So the alcohol opened the door to many other things. Like when I said many other things, I'm talking about drugs. So the alcohol makes you very vulnerable. So when you are drinking alcohol and you get intoxicated, you get vulnerable uh, to exposure to many things like drugs. So I became exposed first of all to marijuana, which is the commonest drug you can find. And I had my friend Jalaman, whom I mentioned in the video, the Rasta man, and his business was marijuana. So from marijuana, we moved to other things like cocaine, just a little bit of cocaine, and that was it. In Europe, just the marijuana and a bit of cocaine.
Okay, so that's the thing, and I want our listeners to understand is that people think about marijuana being the gateway drug, but also too alcohol could be the exact same, could be considered the exact same thing. And some people be like, oh, okay, how can you say that? Like, my dad drinks all the time. He never starts doing this and that. He never starts doing drugs. Well, here is the thing. When you're partaking in certain kind of social dynamics, whether it be in a club or house parties, there's a reason why they call spirits spirits. And when you're drinking alcohol, a lot more a lot more times than less is that you're going to be influenced and suggestions, your decision making, like people who drink and drive, is that the best thing? You're impaired. Hey, try doing
Yeah,
this. Hey, have you tried that? The curiosity. But you weren't just you weren't watching a Super Bowl Sunday or not like game having a beer.
yeah,
You're actually out there partying, getting drunk, and you're getting hammered and who can sleep with who, and like people get violent at times. So people start crying their problems away to complete strangers. People start making out, kissing people who they just, and this is all alcohol. So it's not shocking or surprising that drugs being presented to someone as something to try, it will do it. And then once you have the effects of those drugs, so let me ask you right now, what was your reaction, like mentally and physically, for when you first partook in well, marijuana? We all have a good understanding of that. But when you said cocaine and you said those are two things, like what was a combination with that in your lifestyle at that time?
Yeah, when I took alcohol and then I started doing marijuana. Actually, in Cameroon, I did a bit of marijuana, which is common in Cameroon. But cocaine is something that I never saw. I only saw in movies, in American movies. There's
Mm.
a there's a famous movie by with Wesley Snipes. Um,
Oh,
it's called
oh,
New
oh
Jack
my, New
City.
Jack
New
City.
Jack City.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that was
Ice
I
T.
watched that movie a lot, and I was thinking to myself, now, how would it feel like, trying cocaine? And so when I met Jalaman in Europe and he met friends who could provide cocaine, I was really curious and I thought I could try it. So you asked me, how did it feel like doing drugs, marijuana and cocaine? Just added to the excitement to the alcohol that I was taking. The excitement just increased because I thought, oh, now I'm doing alcohol and then I'm doing marijuana. The fun is great. And then the cocaine, it made you feel, it made me feel like super. I don't want to use the word superhuman again, but I just felt strong and courageous, not afraid of anyone. I felt bold. And I thought, wow, this is good. This is good stuff. This is what I saw in the movie New Jack City. I'm feeling the same thing. So that's good.
You felt like Pookie, Chris Rock's character.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
Pookie?
Spooky,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, he had a terrible end in that movie. Okay. So so were you just doing it with your friend there, or did you start doing it with other, like, the drugs with other people that you knew during that time period?
It was mostly with my friend Jalaman, because he was the one who knew those guys. I didn't know those people. He was a drug dealer, so he was exposed to people like that. So
Right.
I got to meet them through him.
Okay. So what is the next step for Emmanuel during that time? Because you're in Europe, you said you went to Poland. What was it like when you went to Ireland? Was it the same old, or did anything increase or decrease when your time over there?
Actually, Ireland was different because when I went to Ireland, I was going there to start a new life, to get a good job there, and then just start a new life there, start everything afresh and be responsible. But when I went to Ireland, unfortunately, at the time, um, they had some kind of a recession there. It was hard to get a job. Most of the friends that I knew there, they had lost their jobs. And so things were really difficult. I started working for a charity organization, but it only lasted a month. I made good money from them, but it only lasted a month. So I stayed in Ireland for another, I would say 11 months. So I spent 1 year there looking for a job, couldn't get a job. So I had to go back to Poland to prepare myself to come to Canada. Yeah, so Ireland, I
Okay.
didn't do drugs. Ireland was just a great place. Where there was something that happened in Ireland that will shock the viewer. And I didn't want to bring this up, but when I told my elder
Well, let's
sister
hear it.
about it,
Let's
she
hear it. Let's hear it.
laughed. Yeah, she laughed and she said, you know what? That will make for a good laugh. You should say it.
If you are enjoying this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to our channel. All right, back to the video.
Yeah, so when I went to Ireland, there was no drugs, but the alcohol was still there. There was lots and lots of alcohol. So the guy, especially people who were not working, so everyone wants someone to visit them, to come in for a drink and so on and so forth. So I met a lot of Cameroonians there who were drinking. Now, one day, a friend of mine took me to a Cameroonian party where they had invited Cameroonians to have a good time at this party. I don't know if it was someone's birthday or something like that. I didn't care. I just cared for the alcohol. So I went. And then, on my way to the kitchen, so everyone was drinking. We're having a good time. I had enough alcohol already, but greed, when I saw alcohol at the time, I just wanted to drink everything. Like, oh, look at all this alcohol, man. It should be drunk. That's how I felt. Couldn't drink responsibly.
Don't waste it.
Yes, so
Yeah.
I was moving to the to the washroom, left the people in the other room, and then I was going to the washroom. But you had to pass through the kitchen to get to the washroom. So when I went through the kitchen, I saw that there were lots and lots of bottles of red wine there, and it was free for anyone to drink, but they were not even open. And then there was a big pot of yellow soup. We call it achu soup because it is all yellow, and it's a traditional kind of soup that is specially made on special occasions, and it takes a lot of time. It's painstaking to make it. And so a lot of people like to come there because when you drink some of the soup, it's yellow. And when I say yellow, I mean yellow. And so you drink it, it's really good. It's a Cameroonian soup, particularly from the province I came from. So when I went to the kitchen, I saw the alcohol, didn't go to the washroom, stopped at the kitchen, opened a bottle of wine, started drinking from the bottle. And then I think I finished the bottle, opened another one. And then the next thing I knew, it was the next day. I was in my house. So I saw a friend. I had a roommate with another friend. So I went to the kitchen and I started preparing something to eat. And my friend is looking at me with the other guy. I say, "Hey, how you guys doing?" They said, so they had this shock on their faces, like, "Oh, you don't know what happened yesterday?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" They looked at each other shocked, like, "So you don't remember what happened yesterday?" I said, "Yeah, we were at the party, right?" And then they said, "So how did you get home?" I said, "Well, that part I don't remember, but..."
Okay.
So they were shocked. So the other guy told me, he said, "You went to the kitchen and took alcohol and started drinking. You got so drunk that you knocked down the big pot of yellow soup. It fell on you. You fell on the floor." They took a photo and they showed me a video. They showed me the video. You fell on the floor, and I'm struggling on the floor. The floor is slippery, and I am soaked in the soup, in the yellow soup, trying to get up and mess up the whole kitchen. And everyone stood there looking at me like drama. And the big pot of soup, I am swimming in this yellow soup, and I couldn't get up.
It didn't burn you? The soup didn't burn you?
No, it was not hot. It's not hot.
Oh,
it's
okay.
normally, it was already prepared and kept there. And they managed to get me up and remove my clothes, got me in a taxi and took me back home. And then I got up in the morning, changed. I think they changed my clothes for me because I was all soaked in the soup. And I got up and I had no recollection of what had happened. So it was such a shocking story that it went viral. Even people from my friends in other countries like Germany, in Sweden, in Denmark, they had already heard the news within 2 days. The people were talking about it. They said, "This guy, you went and fell in a pot of soup, yellow soup, because of drinking." It was such a humiliating thing that I feel bad even talking about it.
This interview is based on the video, The Last Drink. If you haven't seen the video, you can click on the link in the description below to watch it. Now, back to the interview.
Right. Well,
that was
courageous
Ireland.
That was Ireland. Okay. Well, I just want to say it is courageous for you to be speaking and sharing with everyone about it. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people need to understand that. I remember you said before, you said that every poor decision or troubling thing along the lines of that you've done.
I think I said
alcohol was
major,
attached to it.
Yeah, most of the major mistakes I have made in my life are one way or the other related to alcohol. Yeah.
And you know what? I can say that personally. And guess what? People, if they want to be high and mighty or feel that they're holier than thou, let me tell you, if you put like 10 people in front of us, 9 out of 10 will say the exact same thing. And the one that doesn't say anything is because they probably don't drink. Okay, let me tell you how much fights I've seen.
That's right.
How much fights I've seen. Theft, people, yo, where'd this go? Yo, who's in my room? Blah, blah. At a house party, things go missing and people were drinking and people, let me tell you, people hitting on their good friends' girlfriends. some girls, trying to make moves on their husbands, on their friends' husbands and stuff like that when they have a little too much in them and they get giggly and tipsy and flirtatious and stuff like that. And then it starts ruining friendships and relationships. So it's not just a fall in the pot soup type story. I'm saying that is applicable to a lot of people, regardless if they're hardcore alcoholics or they're not. Alcohol plays a part in that to some degree. Would you say that's a fair thing to say?
That's right. Yeah,
so,
that's a fair thing
so
to
I don't
say.
want, and the reason why I'm saying all this right now, because I don't want people to be judgmental, and just for you to even say that, oh, it's embarrassing, it's challenging for you to share that story. Well, again, thank you for sharing that. I'm just saying, well, there's a lot of people who've done a lot of foolish things. They don't drink normally, and guess what? If you don't have a good immune system to something, it goes overdrive, and next thing you know, the person's like, they have a lampshade on their head, they're making everyone laugh, they're doing all kinds of stuff. And people half the time are not even laughing with you; they're laughing at you.
You're laughing at you. Yeah, exactly.
They're laughing at you, not even laughing with you, right? And I've seen those environments and stuff like that. So, anyways, I just wanted to throw that in there just to add on to what you were saying and to also give you some some support and also some reverence to the Most High for just like giving us the clarity to know that this is applicable to a lot of individuals on the planet. And so whoever's out there struggling with certain substance abuse or alcohol, just know that you're not the only one, and don't be hard on yourself, because guess what? It's worldwide and world over. Okay. So just moving along now. So now we're back in Poland. What was it what was what do I have here? What was the key points for you to make the move to Canada? And what caused it?
It's funny because, the same reason why I went to Ireland, the same reason why I went to Ireland for a fresh start. Didn't succeed in Ireland, went back to Poland, and then I said, you know what? This time I'm going to move to Canada, and it's going to be far away. I just want to go somewhere as far away as possible from Europe and from the shame and disgrace that I have left behind me. I just want to run away from all these people and all these things that I have done.
Hold on.
Yeah, start fresh.
So, all right. So you're saying that you felt shame while you were in Europe before you left to Canada? You wanted to leave all that?
Yes,
so what caused that? We're not talking about the pot story of the soup. You're back in Poland. What were you, what did you experience for you to feel everything that you just described right now, for you to be part of? Yes, A, you wanted, same reason why you went to Ireland, to have a better living, an opportunity. And B, what is the shame? What is that you're speaking of? Like, what does that all mean?
Yeah, the shame is because, like in the video, I mentioned that I never really accomplished anything with the alcohol, because I thought I could combine alcohol and good education and then get a good job and still live my life the way I wanted with the alcohol, and then still be successful in terms of having a professional, a good job, and then living a normal life. But I realized you cannot combine the two. So most of the time in Poland, I lost a lot of I lost a lot of respect from friends. I was disrespected because when you drink, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you are the smartest person in the world, if you are the richest person in the world, you are the most successful person. That name, that title, alcoholic, you are an alcoholic, it destroys your reputation. It tarnishes who you are, and it takes away all respect that people have for you. If they start looking at you, you want to talk to someone, or if someone is referring to you, they say, oh, that drunk. They don't take you seriously. They say, oh, Emmanuel said, or someone asks you, oh, where did you hear this? Oh, it was Emmanuel. Even though what Emmanuel said could have been so important and true, because intellectually I was good, but they will be like, that drunk, you take that guy seriously? So nobody takes you seriously. So I had lost respect, and I thought for me to start over, I had to move to a different place and just have new friends, new beginning, get a new job, and then, so that's why I moved to Canada.
Okay. Wow, that's heavy. And again, thank you for sharing. And I know this is uncomfortable for some of these things that you're sharing, but this is what you want, though, right? You want people
this is what I want.
To save it from what's the word I like to use? vicariously live through others, right? So when I vicariously, like I see like guys who go out there and sleeping around and doing all this kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, dang, I'm like, oh, this happened, that happened. I'm like, dang, you know, like it ain't me, but I'm taking notes. I'm learning vicariously through the other person, right? And so that's why I hope that with what we're doing, people can, like, regardless if they see a problem or not with themselves or a challenge, I would say, they know someone in their life, or if they see someone starting to go down that path, they could be like, okay, well, I remember what Emmanuel was saying. Well, I'm starting to see these same type of like symptoms or signs, and I start thinking this way about this one individual. How can I help them and be you know, an asset and not a liability to them while they're going through these challenges in their life. All right, so this is Nzappa Zapp. Thank you, Emmanuel. The last drink. Stay tuned for the next episode. And again, please check out our last episode that we did last week. We look forward for you joining us again. Much blessings. Till next time.
This channel is very new. We would love to reach 500 subscribers in 2 months. So please help us achieve this goal by hitting the subscribe button below. It does not cost you anything, but means a lot to us. Thank you so much for your support, and God bless you.
Merci pour votre attention. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. We would love to hear from you. If you like this video, please click on the like button. Subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Oh, and remember to help spread the word by sharing this video so that other people can benefit from it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again for another powerful video. Au revoir!